Throw gang, we are joined by the email Emirati, the queen of commentary, the first lady of links, the paywall princess, the byline boss bitch. Call her son Bezos how she's standing on business charts. Oh, you don't subscribe to her newsletter, Feed Me? How about you let her feed these nuts? Call her Jared Fogle how she got the bread and cheese from stacking these subs. Body count crazy because she's always in box. She don't dine on swine because she don't do spam. You stink and unskilled, she link and build. You got dick swords, she defines the discourse. Not days are confused, but she's getting richer off the link letter. Writer and creator of the Feed Me newsletter. The 9th most popular business newsletter on Substack, Emily Sundberg. Emily, how the hell are you?
I'm great. That was awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Even being called Jared Fogle.
Yeah, I'll take what I can.
She do be talking to the kids.
Yeah.
She's in touch with the youth, dude.
Yeah.
There's a lot of kids in there, a lot of college kids. Fun.
What's like your readership?
Substack doesn't provide like the best analytics on demographics. So most of what I know about my readers has been through manual surveys, like who are you? Mm-hmm. What do you do? Where do you live? It's about 50-50 men, women.
Nice.
If you're reading Feed
Me. So gender
Me,
is a binary.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Through that survey, yeah. And if you're reading Feed Me, you're probably interested in business to some degree, and you probably have disposable income because most of the good stuff happens below the paywall.
Goddamn right.
Yeah.
Well, before we get into all that good stuff,
let's do a little fit check, Emily. Why don't you tell us everything that you're wearing today?
Okay. I'm wearing these Rothy's clogs that I got from going to a dinner for Rothy's.
What is Rothy's?
It's like a shoe brand that a lot of the idea, I think this woman lived in Paris and she was like, all my shoes are they usually make little ballet flats.
Okay.
But I had to get the clogs. And then we have some Columbia performance gear. It's like a fishing shirt.
Yeah.
Are you wearing
PFG?
pants? Are you wearing pants?
I'm wearing little shorts.
Okay. But you're kind of like Winnie the Poohing.
Yeah, I'm Winnie the Poohing. My boyfriend has a lot of fishing shirts.
I was gonna say, are you a PFG performance fishing girly?
Yeah, I'm a performance fishing girly by association.
Right. You just rate his rack.
Yeah, he recently went to a bachelor party with like 20 guys, and he brought every single guy like an eBay.
Damn. Oh, nice. That's a nice little treat.
It was really cute.
Yeah.
And then these are like Dior pajama shorts that I got from
Cozy.
a thrift store in college.
How much clothing do you steal from your boyf?
Historically, I wear a lot of menswear, and it's usually just like the men in my life's wear.
Okay.
Yeah. Like whether it's my dad,
You're a scavenger,
or boyfriend, or whoever. Yeah.
What about
sticky fingers?
What about all the accoutrement, the hardware, the little bow in the hair?
Bag.
Yeah, the bag.
The bag.
Okay. This is from one grandma. This is from another grandma. This is from an ex.
I thought one grandma was like a brand.
No. One grandmother on my mom's side and one on my dad's side.
Beautiful. An ex.
And then my parents, and then a jeweler, Laura Lombardi, who has a store a few blocks away. I have a lot of jewelry from her. And then this is also from my parents. Nails. This is the new blue Chanel blue nail polish.
Ooh, new blue.
What am I wearing? Oh, these diamonds from boyfriend for his birthday last week.
Okay.
So you're mixing and matching with the men in your life. Exes, father, boyfriend.
I'll take it all.
Yeah, there's a lot of real estate available for anyone who wants to buy our jewelry.
Yeah.
What's the policy, just generally speaking, on like returning an ex's gifts if it's jewels? Do you just keep it, right?
I think you just keep it. I'm sure some people like figure out how to melt it down.
Ooh, make some bullets.
If it's good, but I would say like maybe if it's a really bad breakup, you throw it away.
Okay, you throw it away. That's wasteful.
I'm sure some people do, like depending.
Okay,
but
throw it into a river.
Yeah,
into the ocean.
Yeah,
performatively. Okay, what about the bow?
J. Crew.
Okay. Nice.
What about the bag? What about the sunnies?
Oh, right.
What about the... Yep.
These are actually, Warby Parker said, we can send you a pair of sunglasses. So I sorted from most expensive to least, and I got these.
Were those the most expensive?
They're the most expensive. They're really light, but they're cool, right? Like you wouldn't necessarily think they're Warby Parker.
Warby Parker is very cool.
My wife works for Warby Parker, so goddamn right, Warby Parker is very cool.
We love Warby Parker in this studio.
Facts.
Bag. Actually, I want to fuck.
What?
The other day, I really needed a new wallet.
Okay.
Show us the wallet.
I really needed a new wallet, and I was walking, and I
Ooh, girl.
But it's just Canal Street.
Oh.
That's what the C stands for.
Yeah. But I think that's really bad that I'm supporting that.
The fakes.
No, it's not. Why?
I think it's like slave labor.
Oh,
well, that part, yeah.
That part.
Okay.
The
that's a
production
good
side,
point.
yes,
Yeah.
probably.
And then everybody's like, oh, was this your mom's? This is just from Zara.
I think it's cool that the writer of the 9th most popular business newsletter is buying fakes in fast fashion. That's very cool of you.
I needed a fast fix because I need somewhere to put my cards. And my
Right.
wallet was falling apart.
You gotta support capitalism in all its forms,
Absolutely.
right? Like whether it's gray market, black market.
Canal Street is booming. I have a friend who I'm not going to say their name, but they work pretty high up at a big designer brand, and he bought a lot of bags on Canal Street.
Wait,
this
because
year.
they like match the quality of the
Yeah, I
brand
think
that
they're
he
getting
works
really
for?
good. And then I was texting another friend about it, and she said that there's people holding like trunk shows for these really great knockoffs. So it's a bit yeah.
I'm always a little interested in like how quality the iPhones are that are being sold, and if those are like knockoff iPhones or just like
The
they fall off
AirPod
the back of a
Maxes?
truck. Yeah,
Where are the iPhones? Are those on Canal
In,
Street or is that a
like
different
Grand
street?
and
Yeah.
Allen. I always see some like some.
They sell
Like
tech now.
refurbed.
I don't
Who
know.
knows?
I don't know.
Yeah, they're all like wrapped up. Like even like the AirPod Maxes. I'm like, I don't know what's in this box, but it looks like it was
I feel
purchased
like
at a
those always
flagship.
explode though. It's like, oh, whoops, I brought
That's
it home
why-
and it like popped.
That's why I
Like,
want them. I want to die via AirPod
That's
Max
how it
explosion.
happens.
Yes.
What a terrible headline.
You want your head to
He
explode
needed
while
to
listening
spend
to the talking
$300
heads.
on an iPhone instead of
Yeah, and
what
then
are
Tim
they?
Cook can
$1,000.
pay my family because I have no immediate loved ones. What about the bra and panties, if any? We ask all our guests, not just the women.
Yeah, relax.
If you're new
Somewhere
here,
in Italy, like random like little store and like probably Target. I had to feel it's like
I feel like with the
remember.
girlies, that's been kind of, it's always like, oh, I got like this beautiful piece of lingerie in the continent, and then also these at like Target or
Amazon,
Gap.
like whatever.
High
yeah.
low.
Yeah,
Yeah.
high low.
Literally.
Yes.
Do you want like fast fashion touching the punani? Like, is that good? Or what are there like? Are there like metals and shit?
I think it's all just like so it's so laundered. So like what's the worst thing that happens if like the fast fashion?
it's fair.
What about you?
I go Hanes boxers off Amazon, but I don't go.
That's pretty fast.
It is, but it's all cotton. I don't do any synthetics on the cotton balls.
This is a cotton house.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay,
absolutely.
respect. Natural fibers only, people. You heard it here first.
And you're sipping on a glass of the Lower East Side's finest tap water.
Yeah, baby.
All right. Fit check, drink check complete. Should we get into the meat and potatoes of the only podcast that matters?
Feed
Yeah,
me.
let's do it. Let's do
Should we
it.
feed the masses?
Yeah.
Your newsletter.
Yeah.
Feed me.
Yeah.
So, what is it?
So do you want the whole story?
How long is the story?
Okay.
Give us half the story.
I'll give you the press pitch, which is that I was working at Meta and they announced that they were going to do layoffs, and my team spent a lot of money. Like I was being handed massive budgets to do creative direction. And I looked around and I said, we're gonna get laid off.
Because you guys were like had blown so much
It just,
money.
we weren't
You were
keeping the
overpaid.
lights on.
Okay.
We were not keeping
Right.
the lights on in Hudson Yards.
Were you the cool kids at Meta?
That doesn't exist.
Okay.
You're at Hudson Yards. Is that where the HQ is? It's no longer at Astor Place.
That's where the cool kids are.
Oh,
That's where the real money is.
Got it.
That's where
Yeah.
the good snacks are.
Yeah. So, so that day I said, I'm going to start a daily business newsletter. I noticed that all of my friends, in whether it was like friends of mine who are managing family funds for billionaires or friends of mine who are
I need
bartenders,
some new friends.
they were all talking about business and workplace news, like in the wake of COVID, with the same sort of excitement that they were talking about celebrity news. Like, who is this founder dating? What's happening in this office? I follow all these girls that work at this company. Who are they dating? Like, it was just a lot of excitement around business news that I didn't really see being reflected in like the Wall Street Journal. So from day one, I knew I wanted it to be daily. And from day one, I knew that I was going to charge for it because I have a really fat Rolodex. And I knew that I was getting a lot of intel and like there's value to that for a lot of people. So I started writing Feed Me, got laid off. And then a few weeks later, I wrote a story for New York Magazine about the idea of shoppy shops, which I'm sure you saw
like the
at some point.
olive oil motherfucking type
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. The olive oil, the
Tin
tinned
fish
fish.
ass,
Yeah,
yeah.
you know.
Shoppy
And-
shops.
Yeah, shoppy shops. And that story exploded. It was like #1 on the magazine, but it also like took on its own life with like Twitter and radio shows and whatever. And a lot of people wanted to see if I was writing any other stuff. So they found the newsletter through that. And then eventually different investors saw their brands mentioned in it, like their portfolio companies, whatever. And now I think it was partially like right place, right time, but also just the content was sort of exciting.
Did having that explosive story just bring in a crush of subscribers and money? Like your revenues went pew?
It brought in a lot. I wouldn't say that was the crush. I'd say like the biggest influx of new readers has come from letters with like really good gossip or intel.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So everyone wants gossip, business, nerds, or otherwise, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Who
Exactly.
fucking who?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the boardroom.
Yeah.
Not sexually. In the bedroom?
We cover some sex.
Ooh.
Me, myself, and I. Yeah.
But okay, so what sets in such a crowded mediascape? Everyone's got a newsletter. Newsletters are the new podcasts. Everyone's got one.
Yeah.
They're like assholes. Everyone's got one. What sets Feed Me apart from all the other newsletters in such a crowded space? Besides being early and kind of like, right place, right time.
I think I've had a lot of jobs. Like I worked at New York Magazine after I graduated. I worked at a few startups. I worked at Meta. I have friends. I've lived in the city since I was 17. So I think like being in a lot of these rooms and writing about them because I've been in them has resonated really well with people. I'm also not really afraid of like being sort of snarky or offending people or having a sense of humor or being like overly honest about stuff because I'm not looking for advertisers necessarily.
That's the joy of subscription dollars, right?
That's the beauty, truly. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that that's been really refreshing to people. And then there's a selfie on the top of every letter. So
So you think the selfie is putting asses in seats?
definitely
Do you have reply guys? Like, do newsletter writers have reply guys?
a lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's that guy like on average?
He works at Meta.
Yeah. Like works at Meta is like, I think I saw you once in the hallway.
I was too shy around the water
It's
cooler.
funny, like being hot on LinkedIn and like saying like slut on LinkedIn has been a funny experiment.
Okay.
Because that's not really an existing.
Sure.
Like I'm paving the way for other
you're
women
the
to do
LinkedIn
so.
hose?
You're the
Yeah.
Rosa Parks of LinkedIn sluts. Sorry, I didn't mean it like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like somebody was like, yeah, you're like thought Jim Cramer.
That is a fucking fire descriptor.
But like I have fun with it. Like the
Right.
internet to me is very much like a playground, not a minefield. Like I'm having fun. I know what I'm saying. I'm a published writer.
Right.
I think that I can have fun and still be like vigilant about the work that I put out. And
When you say business newsletter, like I know you're not talking necessarily like Jim Cramer type, like buy, sell, stocks, stonks, IPOs. But like when you say business, I think the Feed Me topics are like, can you describe like the corner of the zeitgeist that you kind of exist within and even help define to a certain extent?
yeah, I would say the most common piece of feedback I get is from like a woman in her late 20s saying that reading Feed Me makes me feel more prepared to go into my marketing meeting every day. That's like the key thing, right? So it's mostly consumer news. I would say it's pretty New York focused. The second top thing I get is like, I moved from New York 5 years ago and you make me feel plugged into like the culture of New York City. I spend a lot of time out. So whether that's like going to parties or going to dinners or just like I do a lot of eavesdropping and try to sort of like synthesize spending habits into like a greater story about our culture at large.
She's active, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I'm
She's
active.
outside.
I'm super outside. I think that is another thing that sets this letter apart is like if you're sitting behind a screen all day,
Right.
your writing can only go so far. But once you open that aperture to the world.
Sure.
And an angle you take quite frequently that I don't see in just general reporting is like, oh, and then I hit my friend that's kind of like, adjacent to this world or next to this story or kind of has an insider view what's going on.
Yeah.
And they told me this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also think when I decided to make this newsletter my full-time job, it kind of just turned into whenever my eyes were open, I was working. And I don't think I don't think I can exist in this way of working forever. Eventually I'm going to have to scale this thing and I can't just always be working. But right now that's definitely contributed to the growth and the success of it.
Your hustlepreneurship.
Yeah. Yeah. Grind set.
You ever feel burnt out or
Yeah.
you're not
Yeah.
there? Yeah. How do you deal with burnout?
you just keep pushing through it.
Yeah, you don't go on like a wellness little fucking getaway, or
yeah, but then it's like you come out of the wellness thing, you come out of the massage, and you see like there's a typo, this person's angry, this whatever, and you like
This guy
I've
wants
had
feet
that
pics.
exact experience of walking out of like a treatment or something and looking at my phone and just like every single nerve like ties back up, and you're like, why?
I must keep
Why
grinding.
do I even do that?
Okay, let's see. What's the screen time? Because I need to, now that the eyes are always open.
Do you just look that up?
Yeah.
If you just like go to your settings and do like pull down and search.
Okay.
And I recommend someone like you probably should turn that feature off because what you might see
So like you go
could
to settings,
horrify you.
just like pull down and just search. Like
What's
screen time.
yours?
Oh,
yours
that's
pretty
low.
good.
That's low.
Yours pretty
Mine's
good.
down 30% from last week.
Oh wow, what's
So
happening this week that is so?
Wait, that's up today though. You've been online for over 5 hours today.
Yeah.
So is James.
That's me. That's my daily average.
I'm at 3 hours and
No
14
That's
minutes.
sick.
Yeah, you don't watch movies on your phone like I do.
I spend a lot of time on my laptop though. Like right now I don't have it, but I have a really big laptop and it's usually like pulling my shoulder down.
Do you feel really nervous right now that you're gonna be
Yeah.
off your phone for like 2 hours?
Do you have phantom digits?
No.
Okay. That's good. That's
not
healthy.
at all.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
I know it'll be there right on the other side of this hour and a half.
God willing.
Emily,
Yeah.
you talk about and cover and help people understand a lot about brands, right? Consumer brands, like lifestyle brands. What's a trend you're seeing brands lean into right now that you think is kind of genius?
Let's give some flowers to the big brains in the boardrooms.
Genius.
Yeah.
I think that
Like when the MTA tweeted, it's going to be a brat summer for the G train.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I mean, I don't really think about Brat Summer that much. I feel like a lot of people have done that work for me, so I haven't.
and they're all 38-year-old men.
Yeah, totally.
Hi, I'm a brat.
Yeah, that's really fun to watch. Like that whole like capturing a color scheme and making it everything.
Sure.
Like
Your whole personality.
Yeah, and it's funny, the color, like Brat has done that. Graza did that with the color green. Like Sweet Green did that with the color green. And it makes your marketing
Which is always
teams-
gree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, green's a good
It's the color of money. That's why.
Exactly. Health and money.
Well, wellness is capital.
I think hiring people who are really good at video, like when people hire somebody like Adam Faze and Gymnasium
Shout out
to
Adam.
produce their videos, like I think he did something for Starface rather than Starface's team trying to execute something that's already been done. I'm a big fan of handing the work over to the experts and outsourcing stuff so you don't have to exhaust your team. Or like when the Marc Jacobs team saw they did a whole campaign with people who did their makeup to like look like Taylor Swift or Beyonce or whoever, and hiring those people. Like they know they're going viral already. Tap into them and invest in them and have them promote your brand for you, as opposed to maybe executing a mediocre campaign that isn't hitting or whatever.
So go outside of your own house if you're a brand.
Yeah, I
Go to
think
the source.
like going to the source,
Let the chefs cook.
letting the chefs cook, letting the experts do their thing.
Yes,
I'm
chef.
a big fan of that.
It was pretty good when Marc Jacobs just gave bags like TikTok people like,
Yeah.
hello, how are you, my superstar worker?
Yeah,
That woman.
yeah, that was great.
Specifically.
Just her.
And kind of treating like instead where like 5 years ago they would have gone for a Kardashian or something like that. Like, but they know that people care just as much as about their favorite TikToker as a celebrity.
Or just doing the trend themselves instead of going to the creator of the trend and saying, hey, just replicate what you've been doing with our product.
Yeah.
You don't think is it cringe at all? Or is there like a fine line where like, it's like, oh, Burger King got a 5 booms.
Yeah.
I mean, it always can. It's all about execution and taste and how it's done. But I mean, a lot of brand work is just cringe. And then you know how much they're spending how much money they're spending. And it's,
Right.
They are cringe, but they are free.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
What are some trends you're
broke.
seeing brands doing that you fucking hate?
Yeah. What is cringe?
I hate over gifting. Like, I feel like I get a lot of packages from brands and I never gave them my address and it just
Thank
shows
you.
up.
Thank you.
Yeah, how does that happen?
I think a PR company
Oh,
gets
sure.
it
They have
and
a
then
list.
they just distribute it to the whole team.
Yeah.
I also hate too much packaging with stuff. Like I got a box from a brand recently and I opened it and it was all the fluff and the
Peanuts.
filler.
Yeah.
I think that everybody's a little bit sick of bad event. Like if your event isn't going to be awesome, don't throw it.
So every event. So now we have nothing to go to, is what you're saying.
Not like that. I don't want to do an event like
What
that.
makes
Dinners?
What makes a good party then? What makes a good event?
Dinners are not good either because you know what happens with the dinners? It ruins the restaurant for me.
That is
So
true.
like there are certain restaurants now that I attribute to brand dinners.
It's also like if you can't pick your table mates or your seat mates, you're fucked.
The
right?
worst.
And then you're
You
stuck
leave
there, and then you're stuck
early.
there for like 2 hours, or you got to be
Yeah.
rude and leave early.
People leave early all the time. It's like they start mentioning dessert and people book it.
But you should be allowed to leave early.
Lock the doors.
No,
bar
no,
them, like
you-
the Titanic.
no. A person shouldn't feel if you're a guest at a dinner, you should feel okay to leave early because
Oh, yeah, yeah.
it's not like an actual dinner with friends or
We
family.
have locked the
No,
doors
totally.
until you post 5 stories.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah.
With the packaging, I think that Fashionista said this a long time ago, but they did a really great article where they say, and I believe Tyler McCall was behind this.
Mm-hmm.
They saved all their packaging from a year of gifting. And they like weighed it and they're like, look at this. This is fucking crazy. Like this
Yeah.
is so unnecessary. This is all stuff we didn't necessarily want or like weren't going to cover, but you sent it to us. It's nuts.
I think what would be really smart for a lot of these brands is if they had some sort of like pick it up in our store thing. So it's like you have to opt in and then you have to come to our store and like check out what else we have. Like I would do that for something I really wanted.
Sure.
I don't need.
I did it for some sunglasses recently, and that they got me in the store
Yeah.
to like get my shit.
Glasses brands are good at that.
And then get a free eye checkup.
No, not Warby Parker.
Damn, I want fucking a hospital to give me a free fucking
Can we get
Free annual.
some free healthcare, free
I
physical?
want some
That'd be
free
cool.
blood work.
I need
Yeah.
to get an eye check to renew my license.
Ooh.
You nervous?
Do you have bad vision?
No, I
gonna
think
get
it's gonna
LASIK?
be okay. I have 20/20 vision.
Oh. Well, since the last checkup.
Big fucking flex.
Yeah. I think it's still 20/20.
We'll find out.
How many,
Yeah.
fingers,
Keep us
how many fingers
posted.
am I holding up?
Does.
I want to ask you this. So it's such a boom and bust, like the lifestyle industry, and it feels like every few months there's like a new segment that is just like rolling in it. What part of this lifestyle industry right now is throwing around the most money?
What do you mean?
Like in terms of paying influencers, in terms of flowing their product, in terms of throwing big events or sponsoring fashion week type shit or whatever. Like it's there was B2B like fucking payment systems like felt like last year with like Cash App and Venmo. Then like dietary supplements is always a huge thing.
Yeah.
Men's wellness.
Who should we be cold emailing to get money?
Like where do I think the money's at right now?
Where's the money right now?
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, supplements for sure.
Do those work?
No.
Is it all snake oil?
I really like anything that's like electrolyte powder for my water. But the person I live with is very upset by like the dust everywhere because it creates like a lot of dust. Like
They're not having a very brat summer.
Yeah, the dust is everywhere. But I go out a lot and I kind of party. So I need a lot of electrolytes.
Right, yeah, you need them.
I need them.
Okay, so supplements are popping.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, it's a hard time to fundraise in the consumer space right now because I think a lot of these brands that we saw pop off like right after COVID have sort of become disappointments to their investors. Like the cookware brands and a lot of like the skincare and beauty brands. Like there was a lot of hot acquisitions last summer, but you're not seeing as many this year.
What's the number one skincare brand right now? Is it Rhode?
Yeah, that's what it
for
seems
beauty,
like.
for
beauty,
sure.
okay.
Yeah.
Skincare, beauty, same but different? I don't even know.
Yeah. But I think Rhode's doing so well right now because of their color products, like the blush and the glosses.
What about go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, what about like the world of like dating apps? Like when I walk to the train, I'm seeing so many fucking dating app fucking ads for like new.
That's the
specific
number one
apps.
thing that my readers always want to talk. Okay, I like dating apps, and when I was single and I was dating in New York City, I had a blast. Even when I'm not single in the city, like I have a blast. Like I don't think dating
You're on
is
Tinder
that.
looking for friends.
No, I'm not on apps, but like I could, if you put me in a restaurant right now, I'm sure I could make 3 friends. Like I think it's probably less of like an app or an our times thing and more of a, who are you as a person? Like, how do you relate to other people? Are you being judgmental? Are you being like overly sensitive? Are you seeking validation from your friends too much? I don't think dating is that hard. And especially if you're in New York, like it's really fun to date.
Okay, you were about to say easy, but then you pivoted.
I didn't say easy,
or
but
was that not that hard? It is because it is.
I don't think it's that hard. There's so many people.
I mean, I'm married. I'm with you, dude. I'm good.
Yeah, and
You never had a tough time dating in New York in terms of like not getting dates. I'm talking about like
Do you know what was tough?
the quality of the men themselves.
I went to FIT, which was mostly girls and gays.
Mm-hmm.
Still fine. It's a big city. You leave the campus,
right.
And
Barstool Sports is right there.
yeah, it is. But I think people are seeing what they think a relationship should look like and being like, "What I want that." Like,
and what
I
is
want it to
and what
look
is
like,
that?
So it's an expectations problem.
What are they looking at that
I
they?
think it's the couples that post at every wedding they go to. Everyone, like, the hair's always done.
Is it like Zach Bryan and Brianna Chicken Fry?
Do you want to talk about that?
If you want to.
Real, fake relationship, real.
Oh no, it's real.
It seems very real. They seem very in love.
I think it's so real. But
what about like what's
I
that?
need to talk to them. I need to talk to them.
You want us to email Dave Portnoy?
Yeah,
I
we can do it
fucking
right
have his
now,
email
if you
address
wanna.
from
He doesn't answer me. I've
many
emailed
years
him.
ago.
Oh, really?
I need to.
He's
talk
your
to
white.
him
Is he
too.
your white whale?
You got to be. I
No.
think you got to be like 7 years younger.
Yeah.
and blonde.
I think
you
you're
aged
probably
out
right. Yeah.
of his demo.
Yeah.
No, what
and
about-
like actually posting hot photos on Instagram.
In terms of like the fake aspirational couple that is like fucking up expectations for your average New Yorker or otherwise, what about like that guy Lucky Blue Smith and his wife? What's her?
I think people know that
You know,
that's
like
not
that.
going to happen.
Okay.
But
We did spend a week with them in Aspen.
We did.
were they cool?
No,
you
no,
guys went on a
they
trip?
didn't talk to
They didn't talk to
anyone, and they
anyone.
just stand
Yeah.
there looking beautiful, but there was like nothing happening.
They were just like whispering in each other's ears.
Like
Yeah.
they're like hot androids. They're sex robots.
Yeah. And you know, maybe somebody wants that, but I think people want the like
Kind of.
Aperol spritz for a date night and the like polished photo at every, like, I've never gotten a good photo with my boyfriend at a wedding, like ever. And we've gone to a lot and it's just not, it doesn't happen.
We'll keep you in our thoughts and prayers.
Thank you. But I think people also get the ick really easily. And I think people look for advice from their group chats on men. And it's really easy for women to be like, just move on,
Right.
whatever.
Yeah. Dump his ass.
And then
He's
there's
a
like
loser.
the
Girl, I
ghost-
wish you could see yourself the way that we see you.
Yeah. And I don't know about the dating app thing. Like maybe it is, because you always hear like they make it hard to stay on there longer. And I don't know if that's true.
I think it's just racist for me as an Asian person.
Yeah, there was a story on The Cut today about that.
Oh, really?
Somebody
Well,
changed
paywalled.
their... Yeah.
Really?
I'll forward it to you.
Okay.
They changed their nationality?
Yeah, and then they got like better results or something.
Wow.
This aspirational couple
Welcome
that is
to America.
posting from the Amalfi Coast and posting their fucking dog and posting like wedding shit. I'm sure you know some of these couples IRL. Are
Yeah.
they happy?
No, I
It's
think
not real, right?
I think a lot of relationships that I respected or bosses I respected or you know, like founders I respected end up being a lot of smoke and mirrors. Just like nobody's perfect. Like there's so many imperfections with so many. I mean, do you know any perfect couples?
No.
Do you have any friends?
My parents.
Perfect.
So what are some, like, for all the folks listening out there that maybe should stop looking at the perfect couples as like what they should be aspiring to have? What's a more realistic aspirational relationship?
I think one where you can feel like you can be yourself. But before you even get to the relationship thing, I think people need to go out more and like talk to people. Like I've sat on the Long Island Railroad before and somebody's been like, hey, like not to be weird, but are you single? Can I get your number?
Ooh.
And I was like, I'm not single, period. But that's like, that's not that creepy. Like that's not that
No? Okay.
strange. I don't think that that's that weird.
But that dude lives in Long Island.
Somewhere on Long Island, not my stop, but
So are fuckboys now just boys? Is that just
no, I think fuckboys are still fuckboys.
okay?
Right?
I don't know.
Yeah, they're
I'm
still
too caught up
fuckboys.
in Love Island USA.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's
the
so-
avocado
it's so
toast.
fucking
I'm not caught
good.
up yet. Oh,
Yeah.
First of all,
no spoilers, but it's so good.
how many eggs are they going through every morning?
Yeah, and the smoothie machine that broke, that was
Oh,
weird.
yeah, I haven't seen Break yet. No spoilers.
Also,
Shit,
like,
bro.
I don't like that many people eat breakfast. Is that normal to eat
I've
breakfast?
been thinking that a lot.
What?
I think,
They work out all day. I get
but
that.
I think that
yeah,
there
they're
was a
basically
story.
in prison.
yeah, truly.
I think there was a story last year something happened where their NDAs, I guess, weren't strong enough, but they were saying that the producers like starve them and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah,
I think
yeah.
they're pushing the food.
No,
this season.
that was Love Is Blind.
Okay, still
they were
bad.
starved and they were fed alcohol, and so they were like in like prison. They were like in like warped time.
Yes,
and then in the
it was
most
dark.
Yeah, and then in the most recent season of Love Is Blind, there's a lot of footage like, "Hey, do you want a sandwich? Oh my god, I can't believe how much snacks we
Yeah,
have."
like
They're
look,
overcompensating?
you gave me a little like crudité plate.
Yeah.
Like they're always starting with
peanut
that.
butter.
Yeah,
It is good that with Love Island, there's that 2 drink max per night. I think
Is
that's
that true?
good. Yeah, you only get.
Is that still true? I know that
It's only 2 glasses of wine max, and there's some champagne on some of like the date like challenge stuff.
Do you guys remember Millionaire Matchmaker on Bravo?
Yeah.
They always had a 2 drink.
Yeah, I think that's like a good.
That's why season 1 and season 2 of Love Island OG are goated because there was no 2 drink maximum.
so
and
people getting
Right.
hammered.
So it was
Hammered.
sloppy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and because they didn't know that they were gonna emerge from Love Island famous,
Right.
So they were doing it and like just
Yeah.
acting out and like literally fucking on camera. Speaking of which, is fucking back in 2024?
Because of like Brat Summer.
Yeah, well, let's talk Brad Summer. Are we
I feel like
tits out?
fucking has to always be in. It's part of the human experience,
Reproduction.
especially in the summertime.
But you see all these studies like, oh, like Gen Z's not having sex, like millennials are fucking, just staying at home and they're sad, but is fucking back.
I think that was fake. I think like the
What was
writers
fake?
the reports that like Gen Z isn't having sex, I think it's fake news.
Yeah, stop
And
interviewing
it's-
losers.
Yeah,
Like
propaganda.
when these newsrooms have a slow summer, they will publish anything for clicks.
Sure.
Do you find that, okay, so that's interesting because we find that that's the case in like the men's lifestyle and menswear space. Fake trends
Every
are now
day.
like prolific.
100%.
Where it is literally just like, this is a thing I saw 3 times. Now it's a trend.
It's literally a trend du jour.
And it's not just menswear; it's women's wear as well.
Mm.
But yeah, I think
Never
like
heard of it.
somebody with a big audience. Who has the biggest following here? One of you guys.
What do you mean?
You have the biggest following, so you could go on your Instagram story today and be like, "This is a trend. I can't stop seeing it."
Someone will bite.
And a lot of people would
Those
bite
people are
because
called Larry
you
clones.
yeah, because you can do that now. Anybody can announce something as a trend.
So people are abusing the power of having a platform to just fucking drum shit up. Whatever.
Yeah, and it piques people's interest to be like, "Oh, am I missing out on something?
Sure, right, the
Like,
FOMO,
should I
absolutely,
know about
yeah,
this?"
yeah.
And then they notice it everywhere because it's just part of their life.
Yeah.
With the power of you having such a big platform, have you ever been like, oh shit, what have I done? What I've created a monster.
Do you want to know
What have I
something
wrought?
crazy?
Yeah.
Last weekend, I was on Long Island at my friend's house.
The OG
and
Love Island.
She, yes. And
Going
she,
Gatsby mode.
it was out east, like on the North Fork in a random little town. And there was a house party happening with her younger sister's friends, like 24-year-olds.
Sick.
And we walk in and it's like beer pong and
Tight.
everyone's in white and like 2 weird kids like DJing.
The Rizzler was there.
And it was like a white and bright party.
Sick.
And
Oh, sorry, what?
white and bright, like white clothes and bright clothes.
No
They were-
POCs.
They were making
They're
Long
cute.
Island great again.
Yeah, it was totally like
Ligma.
like ChatGPT, like WASP summer party.
Okay.
And we
Old
walked
money aesthetic.
in, and these 2 girls who were like 22 walked up to me. They were like, "We love Feed Me,
Whoa.
whatever." And I was like, like it was fine. I talked through it. But the weekend before it happened too. And I was like in the suburbs at another thing, and 2 people came up to me and they were like, "We love Feed Me." And that's a little weird.
That's not gratifying. I mean, to some degree, but like
Somebody said that to me yesterday. It is, but it's also like,
too much pressure.
like I always felt private in the city, even though like I've lived here forever. I've never really thought about,
Being a public figure.
yeah.
But you are.
Do people, is that all?
People
is that
come up to you guys.
yeah. Is that a non-city thing where people come to you like, oh my God, I love Feed Me? And you're saying it doesn't happen in the city?
I went out to dinner a few weeks ago and I was like crying about something, and the people who were sitting next to me, the people who were sitting next to me were there the whole time. And as I was getting up, they were like, "By the way, we love your
Oh, no,
newsletter."
they witnessed
and I
your-
was like, "You don't pay for that."
Yeah,
Like,
that's that real shit. They ain't parasocial no more. They saw her
but I
cry
think
at
that's
dinner.
what happens when you post a selfie online every day.
Do you ever feel like you could be in a position where someone tweets like, I just saw Feed Me's Emily Sundberg bawling her eyes out because
I don't think so
Blind
because
item.
I don't think I'm controversial enough, but it like That scares me. Like
Yeah.
I've been on snark pages.
She was upset Dave Portnoy wouldn't email her back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I could live with that.
You've been on snark pages, or do people tear you apart?
The one time I was on a snark page, they were like, Emily Sundberg's movie sucked because I made a movie a few years ago, and I was like,
Was it good?
It wasn't the best, but
Okay.
it got into
Sucked
a bunch
is
of
harsh.
festivals. I was
Yeah.
proud
Whoa.
of it.
Certified fresh?
No.
Rotten.
We've all been
No.
there.
Damn.
We've all been there.
Next one.
Yeah.
Real quick about the selfies. On average, how many takes to get the selfie that
One.
gets published? Really?
One. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
you're not lying?
Yeah, you can look at them.
Okay.
And you'll know I'm not
Okay.
lying.
I mean, I have. I just don't know. You know?
They're not great.
Okay.
Knowing that you do have a strong Gen Z readership, and just like Jared Fogle, having to be in touch with the kids.
Yeah.
Have you ever found yourself, because it is kind of your job to be, super current on like the trends du jour in lifestyle, consumer habits, whatever? You ever found yourself slipping into any embarrassing, like, how do you do fellow kids type shit?
Oh, like what? What do you mean?
Like, I don't know, maybe Gen Z has like a certain beauty routine that is like sweeping the nation. And then all of a sudden you step out and you're like wearing it and people are like, what the fuck are you like? Why
no.
PFG shirt and a bow. PFG shirt and a bow.
Yeah, that's gonna be the new thing. No, I don't.
I just ruined it. So
I
no.
like how old it like I feel like I'm close enough to it where it's like I'm close enough to I think I'm like cuspy.
Are you a millennial?
When does that
Ugh,
start?
I don't know.
How old are you?
Are we allowed to ask how old you are?
I'm 30.
Okay.
You're a
Millennial.
millennial.
But I have friends who are
How old do you
like
think we are?
my bet
We're geriatric millennials.
you're
Yeah.
30-ish.
30-ish.
Wow. Honestly, that's the nicest thing that anyone has ever said.
We're
I
actually
have,
more
I have so many
40-ish.
friends who
Yeah,
are
we're on the
like
wrong side of 35.
27, 26. My best friend's 27. So
Groomer.
yeah, totally. I don't ever feel like I've tried out something and it didn't land like that. And Casey Lewis is really good at covering Gen Z, fellow Substack writer
Hell yeah.
who's great. So like she has analyzed that age group in such a fantastic way that she helps me understand where certain things are coming from. I don't think I have anything like that. Like,
Hold on. Is there a
I do a
newsletter?
lot of Zen.
Yeah?
That's like
What's your
something.
flavor?
You and me both, sister. What milligram, what flavor? Let's talk it out. Now, because now you're speaking my language. Zinergy.
Smooth 3
Oh,
is what I
3.
have on
And
me
it's
right
like
now.
literally the worst possible
But-
Zin to buy. Flavorless and then
But do you
barely
know
any
what?
juice.
Yeah.
It was this or like one of the off brands at the
Oh,
bodega.
you know what? They have
like,
formaldehyde. You don't want that.
That's like
Yeah.
suck-
Zone.
That's like
yeah,
suck-
like Zone or whatever.
Yeah.
But my
you up,
friend
you
got
up
me.
on you up on rape?
What?
The brand Rape?
No, I haven't heard of it.
It's Rape, sorry. I forgot the accent aigu. Yeah, it's this new shit.
It's a European based.
Yeah, it's
Hence
really
the name
Wait,
rape.
can I show you something?
Yes,
as well,
please.
Since we're on the topic.
here. Rape.
Where's that from?
France?
Lingon Vit Portion. I don't know.
Oh, so Sweden. They're all from Sweden.
Yeah.
My
It's
friend.
Cheyenne's pouch of choice.
My friend got me all these flavors
Holy shit.
Ooh.
from.
What's your favorite?
Mimosa was really good.
Mimosa.
And then
So
there
have
was
you had
also-
Bellini?
Yes, that's in the stack.
Okay.
And then there was like a licorice lavender, which was really good.
That's like a nice soap.
We went to Hamburger America and we tried them all.
Oh,
Oh,
a
what do you-
little pairing.
Yes, yeah.
Can you do me a favor? Can you text this picture to us so we
Of
have it for the?
Did you
course.
smash any? Did you smash any zins with George?
Who's
Like
George?
he's the
hamburger guy.
He's the hamburger.
Yeah.
He's the guy with the fucking the mutton chops smashing the boy goods.
It's his restaurant, Hamburg America.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I haven't met him. I need to meet him.
What was I going to ask you about Zin? Oh, how stoked are you that Philip Morris is opening up a $600 million Zin factory
Thank
I
you
wanna
for
go.
Colorado.
You wanna go?
That'd be
I want to
sick.
go.
Do you use Zins for like business or pleasure?
It started when I was working on that GQ story earlier this year about members clubs. And I was
Oh, we're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we can talk about that. That story took like years off of my life.
Sure.
Because it was
You're in the belly of the beast.
Because you get to hang out with these people.
it was a lot of trying and failing, like 3-hour lunches with 80-year-old men where I was like, you're not telling me anything about the members club.
I'm
You
not
just
going to
keep-
fuck you, Gramps.
It was more just like, this is what's really happening with the election.
Thanks,
With,
Joe
like-
Biden.
With like
Ooh.
the table on the Upper East Side that they've had for 30 years.
Were they all leaning, and this was a pre-assassination attempt, pre-Joe Biden fucking whatever, but like, were they leaning Trump?
Yeah,
all
and
the
like
Illuminati?
conspiracy brain.
They're
like,
fiscally conservative.
Yeah.
These are like Upper East Side, like old money New York ass motherfucker. Well, I'm not
Yeah.
even saying with that accent.
Yeah.
New York motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Dead ass, bitch.
a lot of those.
Anki way, sire.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Are you addicted to Zen?
getting sturdy.
I'm not addicted to Zen.
Yes, you are.
I really like it, but I'm not addicted.
But you needed them to work to finish the story. Or
Yeah.
to, okay.
Could you expense Zin to Condé Nast? Are we back in the
I
glory?
could try.
Yeah.
I would love to know how that experiment goes.
I would love to know that too. Yeah.
It is a supplement.
Yeah. Yeah.
For your brain.
I
It's a
need my
performance-
supplements for my
Exactly.
my freelance story about Members Club.
Are Zins big with the chicks?
Yeah. A lot of my friends use
Interesting.
Zen now.
Really?
Yeah.
Versus like the cheeky social sig. They've just moved
I think
on.
it's both.
Yeah.
And then I think it's
But they're
also
off- they're
They
like
off the-
complement each other, not
I think people are
supplement.
really into uppers right now.
Thanks,
You
Charlie.
don't say.
The Celsius, the nicotine,
Oh, I thought, okay. Other good shit.
Coke testing strips.
Love
like
a testing strip.
that whole
Right. Upper responsibly.
yeah.
But are girlies off the like peach ice vapes and just on the?
I think
the
people are
pouches and
still
the-
vaping left
Okay.
and right. Like I love going to like a big office building and seeing the girls come out in like their business outfits and just like a huge
brick.
like hot pink brick
Yeah,
in their hand.
But I think that's like to your point about some of these new Zin flavors that you were testing out at Hamburger America. They're like clearly target like Bellini, fucking mimosa, whatever.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
targeted towards the girlies.
Absolutely.
Let's be clear, right?
And
Yeah.
it works
Yes.
because
Shrink
you
it and
feel
pink it.
wired and it's fun.
Locked in.
Yeah.
What Gen Z lifestyle trend pisses you off the most?
There's a lot of bad hair.
Oh,
On the girly side?
Yeah.
What are the girls doing? Because the fellas are doing the bussin',
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know, this shit.
Yeah.
What are the girls doing?
I think it's a lot of, well, like we're talking about the beauty business earlier now, like the whole hair business is booming. I feel like they all know how to use hair tools in ways that I never knew how. Like everybody's hair just always
Innovation.
looks done. But a lot of bleach, I think. There's a lot of bleach and coloring and just like always in the salon. I'm noticing from like a younger age. It's just like they all almost look too good too early.
that's what Jared Fogle said.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
he did.
Wait, so you're saying that like it's like a chick, a young woman, I should say, excuse me, is like running her errands and she's done up as if she was going to be
Yeah,
a
for some
debutante.
reason the hair thing bothers me more than like the Sephora obsession because it's so expensive to get your hair done.
I'm aware.
And then I think I'm a little bit jealous at how good they are at styling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, well, I mean, they've grown up on like YouTube tutorials, and
Yeah.
shit, right? Like,
Education.
yeah, and like they probably have grown up
Tutorials.
with their own hair influencers,
Right, where I had to like learn from a page of a magazine how to
Yeah.
curl my hair. They get like the full,
Right.
Like
How to give a blowjob, how to blow out your hair,
Yeah,
the whole
and now you
blow
can-
issue,
Yeah.
yeah,
how to do coke.
The Cosmo,
Yeah.
the Cosmo Bible.
3 blows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What else is annoying? I mean, I think they probably. I'm done with like the really big pants. I think.
Big pants,
just
little
like
top.
Jared Fogle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Big
he's-
pants, little top type shit. That was the whole thing.
I think Gen Z men specifically have a lot more menswear education thanks to guys like you.
You're welcome.
So I think people are just
We
like
apologize.
generally dressing a little bit better, maybe, which is a good thing.
But it's also these are the people you see are the people that are posting themselves, right? Like Reggie ass dudes that
Yeah, yeah.
dress like shit or don't care about, or girls that don't care about their hair. They're not like putting themselves out there as much. Is that fair to say?
I think they all feel pressure to do it. Like, I
Okay.
think there's this homogenization. My dad's a teacher and I went to his school a few weeks ago to like talk to the kids.
Thank you for your service.
And they all dressed the same.
What are we talking
Yeah,
about?
what's the fit? What was the girl fit? What was the guy fit? If you can just kind of generalize.
Honestly, in the high school, it was their last week of classes and it was just like t-shirts, like nothing, like a lot of pajama pants.
Ugh.
Pajama pants, slides.
Yeah.
Cookie Monster
slides.
fitteds.
Yeah.
And they're all just like this in the class. And I was like, do you guys know who's here? It's
Yeah.
me. Like, listen up.
It's misfeed me. Pay attention, you
they don't even know what
snot-nosed
Substack
brats.
is. Like,
Yeah,
Really?
what are they on? TikTok or some other shit?
TikTok.
Well, then when you meet these Gen Z girlies that are fans of yours, like they're on Substack.
Yeah.
How would they find you?
Slightly older though.
Okay. Not teenagers who haven't graduated.
Like they
high school.
graduated.
Got it.
They're
Yeah.
probably getting
College kids that have business and marketing courses are like, oh, this is like the cool way to learn.
Right.
me.
They age out of the Jared Fogle audience and go right into Feed Me.
Got it.
Right. The next step. And then what's after that?
Throwing fits.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you this. Gen Z, millennial, everybody in between. How are the fellas doing in 2024? We're halfway through.
Which ones?
The fellas.
The boys.
Yeah. The guys.
The dudes.
Yeah.
The guy skis.
I can speak for New York.
Yeah, let's talk New York.
we are a New York podcast after.
I think so. I've been spending a lot of time with finance interns.
Yikes.
To sort of study. I think last year everybody was like girlhood, and then we didn't really dissect what's going on with the boys.
Yeah.
So
Always forgotten
typical.
about, you know?
yeah,
We're used to it.
What the
but
fuck?
I was really interested in like specific. I can't figure out what's going on with all the boys, but I can figure out what's going on with some.
Okay.
The finance interns.
So
Future
I've been
leaders
like
of America.
taking these finance interns to drinks this
How
summer.
did you meet these finance interns?
Do you know the meme account Litquidity?
Yes.
I paid him $500 to promote an Instagram story of
Hell
mine.
yeah.
Okay.
And so many guys emailed me.
Of course.
Oh, wow.
Being
I'm
like,
shocked.
hi, we saw you on Litquidity. Like, we are working at Morgan Stanley, whatever, this summer. And then I go to the bar with these guys, and they're all like, our fake got taken at Tao. So, I don't know. I was scared I was going to get arrested, but everything went well.
So what do you do? Like get some fucking seltzers and go back to their
They just,
six-person
they
cribs?
just like, when you wear the uniform, you can do
just
whatever
walk
you
in.
want.
Oh, it didn't even matter that the fake got taken at Tao because they're
Even if
in
you're
the,
not 6'5" Blue Eyes Trust Fund?
they're in the micro puff vest.
None of them were 6'5" Blue Eyes Trust Fund. They were just like normal, like full range of men and boys,
Boys.
18, 19, 20, 21.
So how are they doing?
This is fascinating.
They're all huge skeptics of dating. They said nobody's loyal because the DMs ruin everything.
Oh,
Wandering
like
eyes
they-
left and right.
Wait, so they've been cheated on or they are the disloyal ones?
They wouldn't admit if they
Oh, please.
have, but they said that all their friends are not loyal.
All my girlfriends who go to who have other internships in other
Yeah,
cities.
you wouldn't know her. She goes to another bank.
They're yeah, exactly. She goes to another bank. These guys specifically like are pretty like one of them made $100K in 10th grade like flipping sneakers. Like they're already like setting up to build like a certain kind of life for themselves.
They're already very obsessed with money and
Yeah.
financial instruments.
Yeah,
Okay.
but they're like figuring out the way of the world in the city. Like they're obsessed with like rooftops, right? Like
Because they
I
want
mean,
to
who isn't?
because they want to jump off of them? Because that'd be good. That'd be good.
it was funny. They were like, yeah, you know, everything changed after the guy at Bank of America like was worked to death essentially. And they were like,
He needed
well,
Zen. That's what he
Yeah.
needed. He would have been fine.
if only.
You need a rooftop fucking vodka soda.
Yeah.
It cures everything.
Wait, so they seem not happy or unfulfilled?
I think they're like, they see, I don't know. I think that my theory is they're sort of like chasing a dream that doesn't exist anymore. Like the finance world doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, I see.
But I think in general, the men are doing okay. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Well, with these finance guys, I think it is a world that's a little foreign to us. Like, what are their status symbols that they, besides entry into like the sickest rooftops? Like,
It's like tailored clothes, like tailoring seemed to be something that was important to them.
Okay.
Watches,
course.
obviously.
Right, yeah.
but getting pussy. Do they care about getting pussy?
Well, I asked them about dating. They all like use the apps. One of them was hooking up with a girl who was staying in the same NYU dorm as him, but he was like, yeah, it was a situationship, and I introduced her to my parents. I was like, you're here for 2 months over the
Right,
summer.
right. What do
Don't
you
introduce
think was
anybody
gonna
to your
happen? Yeah.
parents.
Yeah. Do they worship Wolf of Wall Street? And they think it's like a tale. It's not a cautionary tale. It's a tale of being fucking sick.
I think it's more like I asked them about Andrew Tate. They all love finance podcasts,
Sure.
like All In.
Sure.
They probably love Portnoy, right? They probably love that kind of shit. Barstool, Portnoy, etc.
They didn't even talk that much about. I asked them about Barstool, and they didn't really listen to Barstool. I think they're spending a lot of time on Reddit.
We're
I
in a
think
post Barstool world.
they really like meme accounts. They really like sports, NBA.
Betting?
Yeah, they
betting?
probably sports
Sports
right?
betting
Yeah.
for sure.
Huge
Crypto,
parlay
they're still
boys.
dabbling in the crypto game.
Interesting. Same.
They're spending a lot of like they all were doing a lot of sports betting. That's for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are they drinking?
They all got old fashions.
Ew.
What the fuck?
I think they
on
were
a
like-
hot summer night?
I think they were like, she has the card, so we're gonna order an
Oh,
old
like
fashioned.
the fanciest cocktail I know, which is.
Is that that's the only cocktail?
Yeah.
Like
right? That makes
an
sense.
18-year-old was ordering old fashions.
Oh.
Well, so they're not into health and wellness yet because they know that that's just like 80% fucking sugar that's just going to ruin your macros, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know what I just said.
Sounded
You're probably right. It sounded
Yeah,
right. I
sounded
believe you.
good.
Well, okay, so you're dabbling in this one corner of finance dude dumb, right?
Yeah, for
But-
like baby Gen Zs. But
Yeah.
are you talking about the men my age? How are they doing?
Yeah, let's talk about them. Let's talk about the
I think
30-ish people.
Yeah. Like, what could they be doing more of? What could they be doing less of?
that's such a hard how.
Yeah, we only ask hard questions. This is real journalism.
This is how we
bro.
want a Pulitzer.
This ain't a
How-
fucking newsletter, Emily.
I mean, what?
You can't,
Again,
you can't
I
delete
think-
your answer.
I think everybody needs to be like going outside more and talking. I think that I've basically like gotten to where I am in life and formed my outlook by saying yes to things for 10 years. Like just saying yes to
Yeah.
everything.
it's like that Jim Carrey movie.
Yeah.
Yes, man.
And it's not, but it's not, it's sometimes dangerous and it sometimes doesn't end
Get
well.
in the van. Yes, and?
But like sometimes it is stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yo, I
Like,
got in a car once to get through some White Castle drive-through and with some very sketchy characters. And it was a fun, actually it wasn't fun, but it was a fun story to tell years later.
Yeah, it's
I
a
think
memory.
I do a lot of things for this story. I think people need to be just in general a lot less self-conscious.
Okay.
I
They
get
got
a
to get
lot-
out of their own head.
But do you think because you kind of grew up in an age with, and same as us, with like 1 foot growing up, 1 foot, or we understand what life was like pre-iPhone and social media. We understand what life is like with iPhone and social media. Is that impossible now because everyone just acts like they do have a camera on them at all times?
What, like you're scared to act a certain way because somebody might capture you doing
Yeah,
something?
that shit is forever. You want to present yourself a certain way, even if that's not necessarily how you feel.
I think you will live a very boring life if you live your life like that.
Absolutely.
Or an authentic one on the other side, which is everything I do is for this.
Yeah.
That's also not good.
Right.
Do you think we're seeing a little bit too much of that in 2024 with the fellas? Just performative.
No.
We're not.
I think
Great.
No, I don't think men. I mean, there's probably like a certain group of the fellas who are like Hampton's desk, like
I like your
drinks,
guy vibes.
like-
Those are good.
because there's like this one meme, then it's like the one friend that never answers your text, and it's always like they're like at the club
Right.
and the whatever. Blah,
Surf
blah, blah.
Lodge.
Surf Lodge. So I'm sure like that is a type of guy, but my friends aren't. I mean, most of my guy friends don't really use Instagram,
Really?
which is hot
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. We've had
because
that debate
they're
a lot.
living life off the phone, no phone, just
So
vibing.
it's that mystery element that is like,
No, I think it's just like a lot of guys that I'm friends with know that like life happens in life, like not on the phone. I mean, they're still.
Whoa.
I'm
Big
sure
if-
their
big if true,
DMs
big
are
if true.
crazy,
yeah.
Yeah.
and they're sending the posts back and forth, but
But in terms
and they're
of creative
consuming.
story-
I just don't think
Right.
the output is.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm
They're
right,
not
I'm
waste-
right there with you, sister.
They're not wasting time clicking
Yeah.
through the stories of the day. They're out there creating their own stories.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah,
Beautiful.
something like that. But I think in general, people need to be a little bit less self-conscious, and I don't think that like. I don't think most people are like have a recorder on them saying, you know,
But I
I'm
think
recording.
I think younger people might feel that way.
Yeah,
The ones that are just like on their phones all the time.
yeah.
But fuck them. We don't care about them. They're not paying our bills just yet.
Yeah.
You know, I want to talk about obviously what I don't know. It's a subject we've been kind of in around on top of this whole time. What is your favorite thing about New York City in the summer?
Oh,
Is it the rooftop bars?
Is it Surf Lodge?
there is
That's not
something
New York
really
City, I guess.
beautiful about rooftops. Like the cliche things, like I walked home last night across the Manhattan Bridge because the trains were really messed up. And I walked with my friend like back to Brooklyn. I was
Main
like,
character syndrome.
totally. Like there's something to it.
Yeah.
I grew up on Long Island and I went to school in the city. So I've always been around here and I never gotten sick of it and I've never
Right.
left. I think the best part of New York and the city is just being exposed to so many people at once. What's that bar on Canal that everyone goes to now? About Time or something?
Time again.
Time again.
Time again.
Shout out Despot, friend of the show.
It's about time. like just seeing everyone outside and like being happy and talking to strangers. I don't know if they're happy, but they seem to be putting up a good front. But like seeing everyone at spots like that makes me happy. Like, and it's not like, oh no, there's a line at the bar. It's like the people are there and maybe they're drinking, maybe they're not. I really like that.
If you see the throng, don't be like turned off, but engage with it.
Yeah, like go in.
Don't be scared of the mob.
Yeah.
No, not
Tap into the mentality.
that kind of mob. I would not be afraid of.
Tap into the throng.
That is a cool mob. I mean, that is a cool bar.
What are your favorite parts of New York City in the summer?
I like it when it actually empties out and people vacate for Long Island or they go home because they're not from here during like the holiday.
Yeah.
The most elite weekend you could have.
I like leaving New York so that you kind of remember how great it is for when you come back. I liked just rotting in AC for a few hours at a time. I love it when the AC goes out in our office and then slowly trickles back. Do you have a least favorite thing about New York in the summer?
I mean,
the rats. Is it the rats?
the rats are like, I'm more scared of cockroaches than rats.
Really? The cucarachas.
Yeah. What about you guys?
Rats.
I'm going to say rats because I could just step on a cockroach.
Ugh.
You know? A rat.
Least favorite part.
You gotta strangle.
The subways are gonna get so fucked by the heat.
They
like the track
already
issues are so bad.
Yeah.
So that stuff's annoying. And
I mean, anytime it rains now, it's like, all right,
shut down.
Like find another way, find a bike or something.
Right.
I think people get like a little bit irritable and there's like a bit of
in the
that.
heat.
Yeah.
The heat will
Fuck
do
yeah.
that to you for sure.
Yeah.
So maybe feeling that, but that also
Tensions are high.
yeah, but the tension, I like it.
Yeah. Well, that's part of New York, right?
It's
That tension that's
inspiring.
always there.
crackling energy.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair.
And it's hard to get people together because of what you said.
Scheduling
Everyone's
is
getting out.
really
so
hard.
schedule's
Yeah.
sort of nightmarish.
Yeah. You tapped into some New York energy and you threw a party recently, and it sounds like people were making out and maybe on their way to go fuck.
Yeah.
Do you think that Feed Me is going to enable the first newsletter baby?
Yeah. Facilitate some fucking procreation.
For sure. I think that could happen. I think what happened was people kept commenting. I started a chat. You guys will be able to explore this once you start dabbling in the chat world of Substack. But I started a chat that was sort of like, is dating as bad as it really is? As really bad as the media is making it seem. And it was the most successful chat I posted ever. I think it had like 400 comments. And I was like, okay, I'll throw you guys a party because you're all complaining that you can't
Oh,
date.
that inspired you. The
there was no
negativity in the
occasion.
chat. Okay.
And so they really were like, yes, dating is fucking trash right now.
Everyone was like, dating is trash right now. Like, I am so down on trying to date in this fucking city.
How ugly were these people?
Yeah, I was gonna say, are they hot?
The thing is, I was like, you guys can just click on each other.
Oh,
like,
sure.
you're hot in here. Like, everybody's really hot. And the reason I knew my readers were like normal and fun was because I threw a 1-year anniversary party last fall and people hooked up.
Happy belated.
Thank you. People hooked up. I thought it was going to be like name tag vibes, like handshaking, networky, and it wasn't.
Gross.
People
Well,
like,
who's the alcohol sponsor?
we did have Gia,
Thank you to Gia.
but then we also had Ami Ami wine, which was like the boxed wine.
You them.
Thank you,
I love
box
them.
wine.
Do you slap the bag?
Yeah, boxed wine is back.
Yeah, officially. Hell yeah.
What about slapping the bag?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah. No, but like at your party and shit, is that bad?
We didn't do it at the party because I was at the Ace and I didn't want them to be like, you can't do this.
Please stop slapping the bag
Slapping the
across
bag.
the lobby.
Yeah,
But
you have to go to the
anyways,
bathroom and do something else
So
with
I
the bag.
knew that they were fun and I knew that they showed up. So I threw a party and then the wait list ended up being like 500 people.
Whoa.
So Ash from Jeans was like,
Shout out
come
Ash.
throw down here afterwards. And then a ton of people came. People were like hooking up and
Damn,
doing drugs and
this
stuff. It was fun.
the Substack newsletter party had an after party.
Yeah.
Damn, that's successful.
Yeah, it was really fun. I'll throw more this summer. I'll do like more events, but I realized that there's a lot of cool people who don't get invited to like these brand parties we get invited to, but they still are cool and want to be in like fun rooms.
The
Well,
advanced
I'd rather go to a more organic sounding thing like that than a brand party. Which
Yeah, exactly.
have the
And
same
they wanna-
conversation with the same people.
You want
Right.
to go to a party with cool people. The cool people want to go to parties. So I was just like, let's all get
Why are we
together.
letting the brands dictate what the parties are looking like?
Yeah.
Let's take the fucking power back.
Yeah.
Fight for your right to party.
So we're gonna do
Exactly.
more of those this summer. via Feed
Yeah,
Me?
I'll probably try to do like 2 more this summer.
I'm gonna pull up, dude. It
I'm
sounds like a
throwing
fucking
poker
time.
game in LA on Sunday.
How is
it's gonna
that?
Be really
What's the
fun.
buy-in?
Or how is that
100.
gonna be?
How many people are going?
We're doing 2 tables of 8.
Who's the most famous person doing it?
This guy from A24 is coming. I'm excited. It's like that, like no outwards. Oh, Austin from Substack's coming.
Okay.
Hell
Shout
yeah.
out Austin Tedesco.
Yeah.
He strikes me as a fucking sneaky fox at the table.
Shark.
Yeah, I hope he plays. He's sort of been on the edge. We'll see.
Wait, is
Oh, it's like a
poker
conflict of interest.
cool with girls?
I play so much poker.
Are you
Online?
good? Do you win
yes.
money?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I don't play online, but yes, I win a lot of money.
Who's your most famous subscriber?
I know who the richest is. I have like,
How rich are we talking? Billionaire? B?
yeah.
Whoa. Turn up, dude.
Is
So-
like a VC ass motherfucker.
Is it Mark
Yeah.
Zuckerberg?
No.
So like you mentioned that a lot of business folks, whether it's because they own the brands or whether it's because they're just looking for insight into the industry, they are subscribers to Feed Me. What would happen? First of all, how many marketing decks do you think Feed Me is featured in weekly?
I don't know how many it's featured in weekly, but I get photos of it from people who go to like talks or college students will in like their journalism classes, or like people will reference it in talks about like the newsletter landscape or
Okay.
whatever. Yeah.
What would happen if, let's say, corporate cards were suddenly deemed illegal in America? What would happen to revenue?
You know what's funny? I have an expense this tier for like kind of like my pay pigs, like guys who are just like, yeah,
The
let's
founding tier.
give her like $300
Yeah.
or something. And one of these guys gave me a bunch of money and he expensed it. And his accounting team, he worked at a big tech company, and his
shit.
accounting team hit me up in April or whatever and was like, we can't find the $300 tier. Like, can you point me to this? And I was like, I'm not doing this. I'll lose
Wait,
this. I'm not.
can you be fired for being a simp? Is that possible? Is that a fireable offense?
happening.
I
It's
should
happened to the
check
best of us.
in. I should check it. I was like sending screenshots of Stripe and stuff. I was like, he paid me.
Please don't fire my pay pig. I need him to renew the pay.
It's I don't know if it's all corporate cards. Like, I don't know how liberal these companies are now with magazine subscriptions. Like,
But if it's for work, you can make that case. Like this is, Intel and
yeah,
shit.
but I'm saying I don't know. I've never worked a job like that where I got like to
sure.
subscribe to whatever I want.
What was your expense account like in Meta? Were you going crazy?
I didn't have one.
Oh, damn.
I know, but we
Thank
did
God
have
you
a
don't write
vending
off.
machine just with like tech stuff that you could just take as much as you wanted.
Oh,
I
that's
had
cool.
I had that at Snapchat. I had so many fucking USB chargers.
Oh
I
my
still
God.
have like 20 of them.
Yeah, same. I could like roll it into a big
But now my
ball.
phone doesn't even take that anymore. Have we reached
you.
peak newsletter?
Be real.
No, I think that anybody could still start a newsletter and
Yes.
be
Is
super.
that a problem?
Yeah. Should you need a license to start a newsletter or pass a test?
No, but I think like anything, good work will outpace bad work. Like I have a lot of friends who have started newsletters, and writing's really hard. Like there's a reason why
Yeah.
like writers like struggle. Like
I believe there's a
this
term for
whole-
that called writer's block.
Writer's block, yeah, but also just I think people maybe think it's easy to. There's also different kinds of newsletters, right?
Sure.
Like there's people who are. A lot of my work is like aggregating news, and maybe that looks easy to a lot of people. And there's other people that like have feed me type letters. And it's actually kind of fun to read them because they approach the news really differently than I do.
Right.
And then there's like shopping letters that just focus on shopping.
The recommendation culture.
And they're getting like a lot of money probably from affiliates, not from paid subscribers, right? Like that's
Yeah.
a different kind of way of making money. And then there's people who do true like hardcore journalism on their letter. So I think by saying like, have we reached peak newsletter? That's like saying, have we reached peak Instagram? Like, I
Yes.
think we're only going to see, I think we're only going to see more and more people and people who think they're interesting or good writers, and the
Oh, no.
cream kind of always rises to the
Yeah.
top.
We are seeing, the individual as newsletter writer, right? I think that it's been a huge surge. It's been a huge trend. And it's kind of upset the status quo of like legacy media titles.
and
fair to
even
say,
just
right?
influencers, I think, right?
Yeah, but what do you think? Like, do you see legacy media? First of all, it's no secret that these big titles are rolling out their own newsletters, right?
Mhm.
Do you think that the newsletterification of larger media companies could one day eat your lunch?
eat my lunch.
Yeah, or are they too slow? Are they too
I'm
big of
not
dinosaurs?
worried about
like,
anyone like coming for feed me. Like I'm not worried about that. But I think that actually like New York Magazine, for example, I think they have like 100 newsletters now.
Damn. Jesus Christ.
And the problem with that, I think, is that you're ruining people's inboxes and they're actually having like a negative.
They've been ruined, sweetheart.
Yeah, but something like, I know mine's, how many unopened emails do you guys have? I think I have like 40K.
Oh, really? Well, I can fucking.
I'm at 0.
54,235.
Very cool.
Yeah, I'm the best. I win.
Oh my God.
The person who dies with the most unopened emails wins.
I really hate that part of my life.
What's your open rate?
On my letter?
On feed.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't share numbers.
Is that secret?
I don't. Oh,
I
we don't either.
How many subscribers do you have? Tens of thousands?
Tens of thousands.
Tens of thousands. Here's
so 10,001. Wait, so is that a mistake that the big media companies are trying to get into like the cool new like thing, which is newsletters?
I don't think it's a mistake. I think these places are like trying to stay alive and keep the lights on again. And I think that they know that people like something like Puck that's built around newsletters and that way of reaching people where it's like 5:00 on Wednesday. What did Lauren Sherman say? I'm really excited to like go off on my group chats about this. Like that is something that people look forward to each week. But I think where things get a little rocky is when people do like pop-up newsletters. Like I know that New York Magazine has like pop-up summer book club newsletter. That could go really well if it's done well, but there's already somebody on Substack who's doing that, you know?
So legacy media needs to like know their role.
I think what's like
ecosystem
a
that already
better
exists.
question or like a more interesting thing to watch is so many legacy media people went over to Substack, and I think that the pendulum's going to switch the other way. Like for example, I look at a lot of job boards at companies to kind of see where they're building.
Yeah.
And Vogue is hiring a commerce writer right now. So I'm curious if there's somebody who's doing okay on Substack writing about shopping, but maybe not reaching the same level as some of their competitors. And they'd say, you know what? I built an audience of 5,000 people here. Maybe I should go work at Vogue where I have a steady salary and benefits.
Healthcare. I can eat lunch with Jack Schlossberg.
A team, an editor. I can profile my favorite people. I have way more access than just being whoever girl on Substack. Like maybe I should go there, take what I've learned.
Interesting. Because I heard a rumor that Barry Weiss was going to go to Al Jazeera. So that kind of would track based on what you're saying.
Well, GQ Recommends, I know, does very well for the company and like just through affiliate linkage and brand partnership, aka brands pay for play.
Yeah,
like that
box
that could be that could be a kind of a future for the legacy media. But do you see like what are the obvious mistakes that you do see legacy media titles make when it comes to trying to connect or build an audience in this day and age?
I mean, the paywalls, you got to have them, but like that blocks a lot of people from reading stories.
Right.
Especially if those stories are going to later just get summarized in a newsletter elsewhere.
Like yours.
Yeah. I think a lot of people
TLDR.
don't pay for because they're going to get whatever they need from.
Forget the newsletter. Just trying to sign into a Condé Nast title.
Oh my God,
it's impossible,
it's a nightmare.
Dude.
Why can't I stay logged into Vogue?
Yeah.
Like I created an account.
You know, like Bon Appetit did this thing, right, where they were like, we're going to make a roster of celebrities that you're obsessed with that work here, and we're going to pimp them out with sponsorship deals and make a ton of money from them.
And pay the white ones more.
Right.
Naturally.
Yeah, of course.
Nightmare. I worked at BA like during that stint for like a second. It was,
Were you in the kitchen?
No, I was on the ad side. I saw everything.
Because they're too hot in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally.
I mean, if I went up there, they wouldn't even fucking look at me. They'd be like,
Well, they're celebrities. They were on the roster.
very famous.
You know? You're nobody.
But anyway,
Get the fuck out of my kitchen.
yeah.
Yes, chef.
That idea of like making, even like Vogue had some writers that were like superstars and kind of investing in writers as like people who, that's why that people go to Substack so they can do whatever they want and be the face of their own writing brand. So I think they need to kind of swing back to championing writers as like, give them a little bit more freedom to do a little bit more. I also think people see right through like the commerce plays that a lot of these magazines are doing, just pimping everything out with like affiliate links.
Yeah.
Specifically, like affiliate links where they know they're going to make a lot of money, right? So they can only really partner with like Nordstrom, Amazon, or several
and they're
retailers.
already advertisers probably anyway. So it's just like a double exposure for the people
The
that are keeping the lights on.
The chicest gowns you can get on Amazon.
Yeah. And I think that when a publisher relies on stories like that to make money, they're not realizing how smart the consumer and the reader is. Like, we know how magazines work now. Everyone, if you go to like a brand like Rhodes comments, the top comment is often like, the social media team needs a raise. Like, people understand how brands work and that there is a social media team, that there is a marketing team, and that there is an affiliate team. Like, the strategist is the reason why New York Magazine still exists. They're making so much money.
Thank you, Jeff Bezos. It's
all
Amazon links.
Yeah, it's still Amazon Prime Day, right?
Yeah.
It's prime year, baby.
We're living in fucking prime time, dude.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a $1,000 question? And I think we'll probably ask your media diet later, but is there a type of newsletter that doesn't exist that covers something that you would love to read? What are we missing? I know we talked about how there's too many, but is there some untapped thing that we crave?
I wish I could spend more time talking to people with like everyday jobs who and like go deep on each of them, like doorman at club, like owner of laundromat, to like the most expensive block in New York City.
You know where that exists?
Where?
TikTok.
Yeah, but I think that there's a whole group of people that don't have TikTok and like they just want to read stuff.
Reaching out.
So like deep dives on individuals and like championing everyday jobs and like secrets.
The working man.
30 Jobs with Mike Rowe, now in newsletter form.
Yeah. Or you know what? Anonymous food critic stuff like that. I feel like we're, especially after Pete Wells announced that he's leaving yesterday.
Yeah. R.I.P.
R.I.P. to that job.
He would also be soon dead in the ground if he kept up that job. I think that was why he left.
Point.
Yeah. Somebody emailed me and was like, I think that this is him saying that he's going on Ozempic, like in so many words. And I was like, interesting, maybe.
I mean,
we had Matthew Schneier on and he was like, yeah, I got to start Ozempic soon. Like as soon as he started his restaurant.
I mean, it's a really fucking hard job. And it also like, you can't really be totally honest. Like people will rip you if you're like tearing apart small businesses. But I think like an anonymous food critic, I sort of miss that kind of New York media thing. Oh, my $1 million idea. I tell this to everybody in college who's like, what should I do? Get a job at Sephora and anonymously write about your customers. Ooh. I think that is like such a fun idea.
Like the people.
That's what I would do. If I could go back and do anything, I would get a job at Sephora and just like write about the people that are coming in.
Right? Yeah, you could do this tomorrow. No? You have time?
No, I can't.
You wouldn't get found out like immediately?
No.
It needs to be a gay man.
Which are you saying? The Sephora customers are just monsters or just like the best people watching in the world?
Just tell me what's really going on at Sephora. Like tell me what people's insecurities are. Oh. Tell me about what people are spending the most amount of money possible. What's like a big purchase to some people? I just think like there is so much appetite. We've definitely not hit peak beauty writer. For some reason, we're in a really good quality beauty writing drought. And I think it is because of affiliate and brand partnerships.
Well, I was going to say, it feels like a lot of the people that cover beauty are just like given the stuff or need to be, I mean, this is a lot of. Or like
sent to the spas, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of lifestyle media in general is just like, hey, like this is awesome because it's awesome. And I got it for free.
Yeah.
You were recently in a few spaces where anonymity was allegedly supposed to reign supreme. I'm talking about when you recently wrote for GQ about the members only clubs, the ification of New York City. How would you describe the just general members only club guy? And I know that the whole thing is that each one has its own like archetype and like vibe.
So simultaneously proud and self-conscious. Like when you see a guy there alone, he's sort of self-conscious because he's like, I've sat in members clubs before and heard somebody ask somebody else, like, why did you decide to buy a football team? Like things like that. But then when they come in and they bring their friends, they are showing off that club as if it's a house that they just built with their hands. Like, and this is the jazz club and this is the rooftop. Order whatever you want. Like it's on my card, whatever. But when they're observing other members, it's like, what's on my wrist? What's on your wrist?
So it's a dick measuring contest.
100%.
What's on your dick? What's on my dick?
Yeah.
How big's your dick?
And that's in all of them.
How big's your dick, bro?
Like new school and old school clubs, it's like I'm choosing to be here, but by choosing to be here, I'm also like submitting myself to maybe being like not the richest, not the coolest, not the hottest in the room. But then when you bring your friends, it's like, I have the key, you don't.
Oh.
So you're just flexing on your friends.
Yeah.
To make
Have you
them
guys
feel
been
like
to any
shit.
members clubs?
Like
Yeah.
Soho House.
The
Soho
standard,
House.
standard ones that all suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, if you had to pick one to join as a member.
Well, I belong to Casa Cipriani.
Okay.
And that's
How's
my
that?
office. And I use it like nobody else uses that place. I'm surprised.
And is that because it's your number one choice, or is that just like
Proximity.
That's what have you?
I live in South Slope. It's not proximity.
Okay. Yeah, so why Casa Cipriani?
It's not that. It's less than Equinox. And there's a really nice gym.
Oh, there you go.
Tack that off.
First of all. Second of all, it's empty during the day.
Right.
Empty.
Because all those people have
So
real
I
jobs.
pull up with like my laptop and my gym bag and like
They wait on you hand and foot.
I order my water all day long. And it's better than sitting in my apartment. Like I need to get out of my apartment to do things.
Yeah, that's why we got an office.
And I take a lot
get
of
it.
meetings. So it's like people like to come through there. I
Do
don't live
they?
in Manhattan.
Do you think they're not prejudging you and you're like, yo, meet me at Casa Cipriani?
That's okay. I
Yeah.
don't
Like,
really
we're
mind
not going
that.
to fucking Amangiri Club.
Yeah.
So I have friends that belong there. There's a whole thing in it. And they had to fact check. The fact checking at GQ compared to New York Magazine.
Leaves something to be desired. It's a members only club of one.
Well, New York Magazine, sometimes I feel like I submit stories and they're just like, awesome.
Cool.
Oh, okay.
Checks out.
But I think it's just because it's like a faster pace. And like,
Yeah.
I've also worked with them for so long that it's different. But at GQ, it was like, we need to talk to your anonymous sources on the phone also.
Ooh. I never give up my
Yeah.
sources. This
The
guy's
Amon
penis
Club's
is so
crazy.
small.
The Amon Club, I think, is just like a total like corporate.
Is that the biggest swinging of the dicks club?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the worst club that you stepped foot in, objectively?
Oh, Zero Bond.
Oh, yeah.
Why's
For
that?
sure.
Because Eric Adams was just fucking taking a shit. Like,
I like mentioned him so many times in that story. Zero Bond had a weird vibe. It sort of felt like if you pushed a little too far on the wall, it might like fall down. It smelled like cleaning supplies, which
Ugh.
I'm very sensitive
So a
to.
house of cards.
Yeah, it was a little house of cards. Like there was a lot of construction going on, and Scott Sartiano was like, "It's not always like this," kind of thing. Like,
Okay, Scott.
did you get to go to the major food world ones, like Chateau
Zzz's?
Zzz's or whatever?
I went to Zzz's. I saw some big celebs that I'm not allowed to repeat.
Right.
And
Travis
it was
Scott.
fun. It was like Disney World. It was
Yeah.
like bigger than life, larger than life. This tuna died 4 minutes ago and somehow
Right.
got here on a jet from Japan
Yeah.
in those 4
It
minutes.
time traveled.
Yeah.
But it was packed on like a Tuesday, and I almost was like, did they make this happen? Because I knew I was going to be here.
Maybe. I wouldn't put it past them,
But
to
no
be honest.
way, because it was hundreds of people. So I think there's just like levels to
Crisis
New York
actors.
that we are not tapped into. Maybe you guys are, but I'm not tapped into the New York that on a Tuesday night at 8 p.m. is going to Hudson Yards to eat like $80
Do you want to be?
piece of
Who wants to
sushi.
be tapped into that? That's my thing. It's like, I don't.
But that's like the whole story. It's like, who are you?
Yeah.
Like, why do you need that when you have everything in the world?
Sure.
Well, yeah, because like
And the answer is like, because so many people feel like they don't belong, which I think is
that's sad.
That's the
So
human.
it's-
You're describing the human condition, a search for
My
community.
thing is, it's okay if like the members onlyification of New York City, like good or bad. I'm like, yo, fucking take these people off the streets.
Yeah.
Take them out of the places I want to go to. Give them a place that if we just so happen wanted to like drone strike them, then it would be a net positive for the world, right? But like, and on the other hand, it is kind of like the privatization of space, which continues asunder and always has been a thing here in New York and I don't know, any city. Or like I guess like no phones is a big thing. So you can't just like flex that you're there. But are people flexing like their membership cards and shit and being like,
I mean, people still take photos and post them. And
Okay.
it's weird because like I have some people who I follow who post photos at these clubs all the time and don't get in trouble. And then I've heard plenty of stories of people getting kicked out for it.
damn.
But,
Depends on who
then,
you are,
like,
right?
But yes, it depends on who you are and probably like the kind of photo and who got upset and who complained. But then, like I was saying, you walk
Look,
by.
I got Tom Cruise sucking Austin Butler off in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to post that.
He was
You
testing
get-
his Staten levels,
That's
dude.
I
Chill.
think that's a kick out. But Then you walk by that place, Time Again. What's it called?
Yeah.
What's it called?
You got
Time
it.
again, yeah.
You got it.
Time
You
again.
got it again. You nailed it.
And there's plenty of people there, and like anybody can pull up, and it's really cool people. So I'm not concerned that like New York is heading towards a private whatever.
Thank God.
I think like new money will always act in odd ways, and
Okay.
like members clubs are one of them.
I would
You say odd, we say tasteless.
Yeah,
But
I would
Yeah.
like those members clubs to take place in helicopters that have a frequent
The ones
high,
that Kobe
high
used.
crash rate. Yeah, exactly.
Thanks.
Okay, so another besides writing, besides Phoebe's newsletter, you do some consulting for brands, right?
I haven't consulted for a brand in a long time, but
oh.
over the winter, my last
Fuck.
client was Shopify.
Oh wow.
I did like a little campaign with them.
What's the number one question your clients typically want to know when they're like tapping into your brain?
If they're smart, it's how do I make more money?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's just
Like, how
straight
do I
up.
reach more people? I don't want to work with people who are like hiding that the goal of the business is to make money.
How do we change the world?
Yeah. It's like find more customers, make more
Right.
money so you can pay
Right.
everyone else.
Buy
more money.
Supreme for $1.5 billion. You have
I-
everyone's email address.
Yeah. And I think when companies lose sight of that and think it's about something else, like they slowly sink.
Yeah.
Zinn would never.
You have a mission, please. Ours
Yeah,
is
Zinn
to
knows what they're
stack
doing.
bread.
Do you have a dream client that you would love to consult with one day?
Ooh.
Besides Zinn?
Besides PFG and Zinn.
It's funny that you say that because as you were saying that, like I thought you were going to know about PF Chang's did email me.
Oh, really?
Oh shit.
Yo,
I
shout out
was like,
PF.
I
I
can't
love
do
PF
it.
Chang's, dude.
But I can't do like white girl comes in like
To PF Chang's?
yeah, I can't do that.
I think
Like,
a lot of
and-
people walk into a lot
Wait.
of white people walk into PF Chang's.
To write about it or to like consult on?
Consult.
Why not?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
You think PF Chang's? I mean, I don't know.
What would you
they're-
do? Aren't they like doing kind of well?
I think so.
Yeah, they're
Did that one
awesome.
on 14th Street ever open?
Yeah.
It did? Okay.
Was it 14th?
Yeah. Or like
Yeah.
13th. I don't know. Somewhere there.
I'm not going to do that.
All right.
I don't want to consult for brands. I want to
Fuck
like
brands.
I think I would, if anything, I would like make a movie again.
Azuvi.
What's your favorite movie?
I like a movie called Funny Games.
Yes.
Have you seen
The
it?
remake or the OG?
I like both.
Oh, really?
They're both the same exact script.
Yes.
Did you know that?
I did. I've seen both.
Yeah.
Not a huge fan of
I
either.
like horror. I really like
Did you
horror.
see Long Legs?
No, I want to.
Okay, same. I would want
But
to see
I
what
think
your review
summer
is.
is the best season for horror movies.
What do you think of letterboxed guys?
I'm not tapped into that at all.
Okay.
But I think you go where you
Thank
go
you.
to talk about what you love. And if that's
Thank you.
letterboxed as opposed to like Substack, that's fine.
Okay.
Again, like find your community and whatever makes you happy or feel like you're
What about people that just see movies just to get a quip off for validation from strangers?
is that a thing?
It's letterboxed.
Oh.
Well, some people, it's either like
It's not a very
you get
nuanced
you get a little
take,
quip
but
off,
he's not
you get a
wrong.
little quip off, or you give like your full critical review.
Like if you're good, right? Like write. I think everybody should be able to write about the things that they love.
Oh, interesting.
Like Jared Fogle did with his manifesto. Speaking of writing about the things you love, how much money do you make?
I make a lot of money.
Yeah?
I'm making more than I ever thought I could have made.
That's great.
Even more when you were like doing consulting.
Oh yeah.
Well, because clear something up, right?
What? I'm the ninth top grossing.
Yeah, we said that I think immediately up top.
Yeah. So that's
Who's number
like
8? Who's number 8?
Rachel Carton, who I love.
Is there a fucking bullseye on her back? Do you want us to sick
No,
our guys
I
on?
love
Okay.
her.
All
I've
right.
known her for a
Shout out
very
Rachel.
long time.
You're a fan.
But what I like about that is that I charge the least out of any of
Oh,
them. So
okay.
you can do the math on how much.
Do the fucking man.
And in the top 10, are you kind of like set apart? Like, are most of them other like, are some of the other people like stonks and buy sell motherfuckers? And you're like, hey,
There's like stonks buy sell motherfuckers. And then there's also like people who write about, who are probably more like Andrew Sorkin at the Times kind of thing. But then like Rachel Carton writes about social media and like the social media industry. So it makes sense that we're kind of like cozy together. And it's a lot of times people will say, I don't know if I saw in your letter or Rachel Carton's.
Is that flattering? That's flattering because you're like, she's great.
Yeah, I love her.
who's number 10 and how good did it feel to leave their dust leave their
I
ass in
don't
the
know.
dust?
I don't know. I
Yeah.
just
We don't
look.
even know.
Yeah.
I'm focused
I don't
on,
think about you at all, number 10.
I'm like, I work really, really hard I worked really hard to get there and I'm going to keep moving up.
Yeah. What do you like
Inshallah.
to spend your money on besides going out, which is integral to your job?
What do I spend money on? I like going to dinner. I spend a lot of money on that.
Favorite restaurant right now in New York? Go.
There's a place in my neighborhood called Psycho. It's like Syrian.
Is it movie themed?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
No, it's Syrian Korean.
Oh yeah. It's a
Psycho.
married couple.
Yeah, and they play poker. And then they just opened like a little
Koreans,
bodega,
big gamblers.
like a Syrian Korean bodega, which is
sick.
also great. I stay in my neighborhood. I eat mostly in my neighborhood.
South Slop.
You're a good neighbor.
Yeah. I've lived there for so long that I feel
Applebee's.
like it's so easy for me, but where else has been really, really good?
Are you gonna go to Frog Club one last time before it closes? Or have you been also 86?
No, they're really mad at me.
Yeah.
What did you do that pissed them off?
Well, I went there the third night and I wrote a really bad review. And
I think
then
we must have been there like
I think we could have
same
even been
night
there
or-
the same night.
yeah.
And then I went a few nights later and
2 plates
it
of
still was
crudité
bad.
passing in the night.
But then I wrote this week that they are closing and they're really mad at me that I broke that. But somebody sent me the tip about it.
But they
Who
are closing.
fucking cares, dude? The place was
But they are
dog shit.
closing. That's what happens when you try to be a members only club and make it really hard for people to give you money.
Yeah.
I just thought, again, it's about
Also,
cooking
like
bad food.
the irony
too.
of like having somebody spend a lot of money and then giving them like baby carrots, like it's just
Offensive.
yeah.
Disrespectful.
I
Very
think
LA.
there's you can have humor in hospitality. Like I think you can like have jokes, but like you can't fuck with people's wallets like that.
That's a fact, sister, for sure.
Yeah.
I want to bring it back to consulting real quick. That was a time in your life that we maybe moved past, but I feel like there's a lot of confusion for like probably the people that listen to our show or read your newsletter about like what exactly consultants do. And let's fan the flames a bit. Outside of money, what was like the best perk you ever got when you were consulting?
Learning about ways to do business and not to do business. Like
Yeah.
you get so much you get so much exposure to these companies.
So
like
learning on the job?
just,
Adult education.
like
I thought there was gonna be a way cooler answer.
I don't think they're
no,
all-
I
a
think
lot
like
of
seeing
perks.
through bullshit. Like I've consulted for really big companies and really small ones. And
So you're in the bullshit factory and you're seeing how
what
the
did
bullshit
you think
is
I was
made.
gonna say?
I don't know. That's why I asked. I have no. The world was your oyster.
That's why I
Could have been
didn't ask
anything.
it.
I mean, sure, like having the
Adrenochrome.
freedom to like work for several places at once, but
You ever hit the PJ?
Yeah.
I wasn't that kind of consulting.
Yeah,
Oh.
exactly.
Okay.
Like small brands that don't have offices.
Emily, I'm
mostly.
sorry that I asked.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. I don't. You're right. I don't.
The
really think about
perkies
that
we're not
time.
calling.
No.
Okay, but since you started getting money on your own and more money than you could ever dream of, enough to go out a few nights a week in South Park Slope,
At Psycho.
have you made a really big purchase for yourself that was kind of like a, yo, congrats, I made it? Like at a girl?
Ooh, yeah.
When
you hit number 9.
but I want to buy a watch.
Ooh.
What are you thinking?
Let's talk about it.
Little Cartier?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think probably I have to call up Bryn and like see what she
Sure,
says.
right.
You know,
I mean,
Tap in
the time,
with the
the time
dime
is
piece.
right. I think the prices have bottomed out on those
The
bitches.
time is right.
the time. Yeah.
It's
so
about
probably
time.
something like that.
Not an NFT.
No, no.
Yo, the time is right to buy those.
I think
Buy
the
low.
market bottomed out as
Buy
well
low.
there. Yeah. A cute watch could be cool for sure.
Yeah, something like that. But I should probably save to like buy I need to move out of my apartment. At some
Ooh, we
point.
got to
Okay.
level on up.
Damn.
Okay.
Just North Slope or
Yeah, goodbye,
keep it-
South Slope.
Keep it local.
No, I
Where
like
do you
Brook-
live if you could live anywhere in New York?
I like Brooklyn, but like I used to live in Borum Hill with like a bunch of guys. So I would maybe do something like that again.
With
but
the
not
bunch
with
of
the
guys?
guys.
Back in with the fellas.
Maybe
Let's run
like-
it back, boys.
Maybe like Borum Hill. Yeah, I like being close to the Long Island Railroad because
Right.
I go to like my parents' house sometimes.
How gross was it living with a bunch of dudes? Was it just like
Oh,
skid
it was
marks?
bad.
And
I like joined a gym so I could shower at the gym.
Wow, it was that horrendous.
Yeah, but he's still one of my best friends, one of them. And then the other room was like rotating strangers all the time.
Yeah,
which is
disgusting.
scary.
I'd like to talk about your parents real quick.
Yeah.
How proud of you are they?
They're so proud and they have no idea what I do really.
Oh, really? What do they like? What's their log
I
line
think
that
they
they
know
tell
I'm
their
a
friends?
writer.
Okay.
They know my sister's also, for reference, my sister's a year older than me and she's worked at the same place since she was 18.
oh, who makes more money?
Me.
Yeah. So are they more proud of you than your
Yeah.
sister?
No, I think she's like married and
Oh, she's got her life together.
you get it.
Yeah.
To her high school boyfriend.
Oh, so cute.
Oh, American, yeah.
American
They're
Dream.
the couples that are ruining it for everyone else, setting these expectations that
you
are.
know, when I went and spoke to my dad's students, he's like so proud in his suit, like watching whatever. Like,
Your dad wears a suit to teach?
he's an admin.
Okay.
So
Hell yeah.
he's like,
You know, people used to dress up to fly.
I know. People used to wear
Fucking
ties.
crazy. Emily, before we get you out of here, we would
Yeah.
love to know,
Yeah.
as someone that has made it on their own as a writer, Substacker, content creator, do you have any constructive criticism you would like to give us?
Yeah. Now we spent an hour and a half together.
You guys really need to, you know, my headline yesterday was your favorite podcasters are moving to Substack. And I think that you guys, I think you have to figure out how to use all those audio tools really well, because I feel like that they've.
What are the audio
there's
tools?
audio
I don't know, but I feel like they're using.
I'm going to go.
I feel like they definitely have audio tools. I hear about them all the time.
I'm a man. I love
Introduce.
tools.
Okay, there's a transcription.
Yeah.
There's new ways to listen to your favorite writing. So actually, I want to flip it back on you. You could learn how to use that.
Yeah.
We could
Speak
listen
for
to your
yourself.
writing. Yeah.
Listen to the writing. I wonder if that means that they like provide a voice, like a Siri.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
You pick like I want to read "Feed Me in Jamaican."
I want to. Yeah, that's also weird.
Road
copy.
launches new eyeliner.
I think I also think like the chat feature will be super fun for you guys.
yeah.
Like
Okay.
I hate to be a
Chat.
Substack commercial, which I feel like I end up doing sometimes.
Is your chat? It's probably for subscribers only. Duh. Right?
Yes.
Do you have to start that thread, or do you give everyone impunity? Like
I have to start it.
Okay. All right. So the prompts. What are some? Okay. So prompts are then important. Are you just setting a prompt up every day, or doing this weekly when the newsletter drops?
No. It's like whenever I do something called guest lecture, which is
Right.
when I like introduce a really interesting person. I'm like paid readers can ask them anything.
Yeah, we tried that on our Discord, and it was a disaster.
Why?
It was
Why do
okay
you
at
think?
first, and then someone was effectively bullied out of there.
Yeah.
And then the bullying, which is
How
okay,
many people were
but
in the Discord?
a few thousand, and then the bullying continued in another Discord.
Yeah.
So that was we were like, all right, no more guest
The
chats.
bullying migrated.
If you're gonna spam someone asking if they eat coochie 58 times, we're gonna pull the plug on that
And
program.
to be fair, we want to know, but you know,
But that
just
will
ask one time.
probably happen in some way again on Substack. But I'm sure you just like
I think that's the difference between a publication that's 50-50 girls, guys, and one that's
The boys are
99-2.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, they hate everyone, us included. It's great. It's really cool.
But okay, so lean into the chat, lean into the audio tools.
I think throw some parties.
Oh yeah,
We have a party on August 7th. We're
We
gonna
were
invite you.
we were put on Earth to throw.
Where is
parties.
it?
We don't want to say just yet.
Yeah, we'll invite you.
Yeah.
I won't be here. I will be in Greece.
Fuck.
Oh, you haven't already done your European summer? You're a little late.
Are you gonna be posting spritzes with
Yeah.
like sunsets and shit? Hell yeah. With your boyf?
Yeah.
Like, look how perfect our life is.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be writing from Greece, or are you gonna take like a little break?
I think I have to take a break.
When you take a break, what the
Also, my readers are like, we're annoyed that you're not logging off and you're writing from vacation. Like,
What
they're like, do you know that we will still support? They're like too up in
we
it.
need women with empathy to listen to this fucking show.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that's crazy. So they literally are saying, please, Emily, for your own
Yeah.
sake, take a break.
Yeah.
I think the repeated jokes about convicted pedophile Jared Fogle should help us bring in a female-friendly audience,
Yeah,
right?
they fuck with that.
Yeah.
The edgelords
The
and
true
lordettes.
crime, the true crime.
Exactly.
dog. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, Emily, we want to thank you for coming on to the only podcast that matters. What would you like to plug? Where can the kids follow you? What's your preferred social media platform of choice?
Readfeedme.com.
Absolutely an essential daily digest, commentary, zeitgeist, educational tool.
I think it's being recommended by Throwing Fits on Substack. So you got that going for
I
you.
think we sent a few hundred people your way.
Feel free to make that a two-way street,
3
by the way,
days.
while we have you.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
What's your social media platform of choice?
Substack. But you can
Is
follow.
Substack social media?
Yeah, I'm going to say yeah.
Okay, interesting.
For the sake of the plug.
And you can follow me on Instagram at Emily Sundberg. There's not that much going on there, but
Twitter? What about
sometimes
Twitter?
there is.
You go crazy on Twitter?
Yeah.
No, I'm not that funny.
Well, no, it's not about being funny. It's about like providing a service. No, I feel like that's why people follow you, because you have
I don't know.
the
Today
insight.
no, it's
No. Do not follow her on Twitter.
Did he make fun of the attempt on Donald Trump's life?
no, I made fun of the redesign of Tracks, which is the bar in Penn Station.
Okay.
How is it?
They yassified it.
Oh,
It used to be like a weird graffiti
Tracks,
font.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a piece of shit. It was awesome.
Now it's gorgeous.
Is there still a
too
Moe's
gorgeous.
in like Moe, the Mexican place?
Moe's.
No,
Gotta
there's
go
a
to
sweet
Moe's.
green.
Moe's queso. Very good shit. I'll leave you guys with that one. Yeah. I've eaten it all.
Yeah. Again.
Pause.
Thank you guys. This is
Thank
really
you,
fun.
Emily.
No, thank you, Emily. Appreciate your time.
Chef.
We know you want your phone back in your hand.
Exactly. Chef, take us out.